When people talk about the American dream, we talk about going to school, getting your degree, getting a good job, and starting your family. But what makes a good job a good job? Find out in this video. When people are on the job hunt, when they're evaluating their options and they're looking to try to consider what would be a good job, they normally think of a couple of things. They think, how much am I going to get paid and what are the hours? Now, I will admit those things are important, but could be misleading. See, those two questions don't answer the full spectrum of what you need to know and what makes a good job. When I was younger, I was what is considered a nomadic worker. That means I would just work pretty much at any place that would hire me. It didn't matter what I did, it didn't matter where I was. If they were paying me and the hours were reasonable, I would take the job. I remember I got one job in particular and I told my uncle about it and he said, "Nephew, that's a good job. You need to stay there for about 30 years, get you a pension, get your retirement, and go live the life you want to live." Now at that time, for me, 30 years seemed like an eternity. I didn't want to spend 30 days at this place, let alone 30 years. What was happening there? He saw the job, he saw some of the details and said, "That's a good job." But for me, I already hated it and I only went through orientation. Well, here's the thing. When it comes to a good job, it has to satisfy our needs. And that's why I want to introduce you to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When we look at this diagram, it maps out a person's motivation to want to excel in life and get on the path to self-actualization. Now, this was used years ago by psychologists studying the motivations of humans, but I want to use it today for your career and how you determine what's a good job and what's not. A good job will satisfy our physiological needs as well as our psychological needs. Those are big words, I know. Let's talk about what that means. Our physiological needs are the ones we normally consider first, like the questions I mentioned earlier: how much does it pay and what are the hours? These things make sure that we can provide the basic necessities of life for ourselves: air, food, shelter, water, those basic things, right? Sleep is another one. Our psychological needs, that goes a little bit deeper. Our psychological needs are bigger than the money that we make, bigger than the hours that we work, but it's more about the environment that we work in. Do we work in an environment that is going to take care of our sense of belonging? We need to feel like we belong at a place. That's where we can talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. You need to see representation at this company to let you know that this is an environment that you can belong in and strive and do well in. The other thing we want to see in an environment is rewards and recognition. If we do a good job here, is anybody going to care? Is anybody going to notice? Another thing that makes a good job is that you're doing work that is in alignment with your strengths. Now, that doesn't mean that every day, everything that you do is going to be something that's a strength of yours. We don't want that either. We actually want to be challenged with our work so we can continue to grow and develop. But it does mean that the core responsibilities of your role align with the things that you're good at. If not, you're going to spend a lot of time stressed out and frustrated and probably underperforming. Another thing we want to look at when we think about a good job: can I get better? Will I be challenged? Will I be developed by my leader? Are there other development opportunities? Those are all the things that make a good job. But if you want a great job, you have to have all those things and be on the path to self-actualization. That means you feel like you're working on a mission that's bigger than yourself, that's way greater than just you coming in, clocking in, and doing your work every day. Now, we've laid out what's considered a good job and even a great job, but where's the proof? Does the data back it up? It's a great question. In fact, it does. When you look at the top reasons why someone would leave a company, it's actually the opposite of everything we just talked about. You don't feel valued. You feel underappreciated. You don't belong because there isn't any representation there. You're not using your strengths. You're not being developed and you're not being positively challenged. So, In conclusion, when you're looking for what's considered a good job, make sure you think about this. Will this job satisfy my physiological needs? How much money am I gonna make? Is it gonna provide me enough shelter, air, water? Can I sleep good at night? Number two, is it gonna satisfy my psychological needs? Is it gonna be in tune with the emotions that I need to feel in work? Do I feel valued? Do I feel appreciated and recognized? Do I feel like I belong here? Am I being positively challenged? Am I working in my strengths? And then number three, if you want to take it to that next level, does this job put me on the path to self-actualization? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Tony Sanders, encouraging you to increase your happy meter and bring happiness to the workplace.